Greetings, I'm T. Wiley Law. I'm a Texas attorney, and this is for everyone. This is a Let's Discuss. So, Megan Thee Stallion released a single, Hiss, last Friday around midnight, and one of the lines in the song was, just paraphrasing, "Don't be mad at Megan, be mad at Megan's Law." And I realized that a lot of people were not familiar with what Megan's Law was. So, let's discuss. Back in July of 1994, a 7-year-old girl named Megan was assaulted and unalived by her neighbor who was a registered sex offender. But at that time, there was no registry, there was no list, there was no notification for people to know that their neighbors were a registered sex offender. I'm not going to say his name in this video, but if you want the full story, including his name, you can go to meganslaw.com. But he was sentenced to death in New Jersey. But back in 2007, New Jersey legislator abolished the state's death penalty. So his death sentence was commuted to a life in prison sentence without the possibility of parole. So he is still incarcerated. After the tragedy, Megan's family, they did sought to have local communities warned about having sex offenders in their neighborhood, like what could be done legally to notify and warn neighbors when sex offenders are living close to them. So currently, all states have some form of Megan's Law, even though that's not what it is titled in all 50 states. So it's a little read from meganslaw.com. The U.S. Congress has passed several laws that require states to implement sex offender and crimes against children registries. The Jacob Wetterling Crimes Against Children and Sexually Violent Offender Registration Act, the Pam Lyncher Sexual Offender Trafficking and Identification Act, and Megan's Law. As of March 2003, the United States Supreme Court ruled that information about potential predators may be publicly posted on the internet. So the contents of every state's sex offender registry is public, but not all states have access online. So you do have to do your research in whichever state you live in to find out how your state handles their registry. In Texas, they have a map online. If you go to the website, you can just type in your address and it will list that person's name. It'll have a photo, it'll have an address, and it will have their risk level. So you'll know who is actually living in your neighborhood. So I think that it's interesting, enlightening that among this rap beef that has people battling on both sides about things that are not that important, that it gave the opportunity for people to learn something new. So until next time, and remember, ignorance is never a defense.